Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video and welcome back to my WWE 2K GM mode in All Elite Wrestling. That is right, we are back yet again for another episode. This is episode number 8 of the series and we officially are over halfway in the AEW GM mode. My god. Because my idea for this series is that we're going to wrap up around episode 15. That's kind of where like everything I've got planned out kind of comes to an end, at least for the first season. And then of course, don't worry, we'll be back for a season 2 of the AEW GM mode. But before we get to season 2, after season 1 is finished, we've got to go back and, how do I say this? Let me just say, in the history of my YouTube channel when it comes to GM type content, I have some unfinished business and I think I need to wrap up somewhere else before we go to season 2, so more on that later. But of course, you know the drill when it comes to the start of an AEW GM mode episode. We're going to go ahead and check our current budget, look at the views and ratings from last episode and see how much extra money we can add onto that budget and see who we want to buy in today's episode. So let's go ahead and do that right now. So at the end of last episode, we ended with $34,000, but of course last episode broke into the 1,000 plus views threshold, which means that's an extra plus $30,000, and also broke into the 150 likes threshold, which means that's a plus $25,000 as well. Leaving our new budget at $89,000 to spend right here today. And I feel like I should make this a piece of merch at this point, but you guys already know what I'm about to say when it comes to the AEW Combine. DDJ is a man of the independent wrestler, and especially the free agent independent wrestlers, so we're going to go ahead and pay $10,000 to each of the AEW Combine participants, $5,000 each. That will be competing here on tonight's AEW Dynamite. And of course, for those of you that have been paying attention to this series, you know that Team Tazz has been emerging here in AEW, with Brian Cage emerging at Double or Nothing to win the Dynamite Diamond Ring, and of course Tazz by his side. And I'm not necessarily saying that in this universe that I'm creating here for myself in this GM mode is going to be the exact same as real life, but I am saying if it was similar to real life, I'm about to buy 2 members of Team Tazz here right now, because we're going to be spending $10,000 on Will Hobbs and $10,000 on Ricky Starks. Welcome to the club, boys. And finally, for today's episode, we're going to go ahead and spend another $10,000 on Dustin Rose, the Natural. And that leaves our remaining budget at $49,000 today. I'm going to try and kind of, you know, save up my money a little bit going forward and not splash too hard in the intros for now. Because if we take a look at where the roster pages are at and how many AEW superstars we have bought, I am very close to competing it, so I'm going to save up my money a little bit and be a little bit conservative, and then we'll go ahead and, you know, splash and buy everyone we can and complete the roster, hopefully before the series ends episode 15. And honestly, if your support is anything to go by on this series, then I think it should be no problem that we go ahead and get enough money from the views and ratings and then go ahead and complete the roster before the series is over. I mean, I don't want to spoil things too much, but of course, when we go to season 2 of the AEW GM mode, we will have bought everyone on the AEW roster, and so that kind of leaves you to be like, who are you going to buy in the second season? You'll find out. Well, you'll see. Don't you worry, the DDJ has something up his sleeve, but without any more further ado, I present to you episode 8 of my AEW Dynamite. Let's go ignite, elements collide in a flash of light, and you're gonna it's time, like the fuse, bring the boom, dynamite, let's go ignite, elements collide in a flash of light, and you're gonna it's time, like the fuse, bring the boom, dynamite. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of AEW Dynamite, where we're kicking things off on a very different note here tonight, because as you can see, unconscious in the locker room area just found moments before we went on the air here tonight in the locker room, Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, the tag team champions of the Jurassic Express. And honestly, I'm not even going to conspirize or whatever the word is as to who did this. I think we all know, and I think I have a feeling on who it was. With that being said, we've got doctors on the way to see to Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy and their current conditions, and we'll have a medical update later on in the show as far as the conditions go of the tag team champions. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our first bit of action on this episode of AEW Dynamite. Moving from a very negative note right there, we'll have an update on the condition of the champions later on tonight, but right now, we're beginning with someone who is always upbeat, someone who can bring back the positive vibes to the show, Riho. And there she is, Riho, of course. Most recently, the last time we saw her was at Double or Nothing pay-per-view when she came up short in the Triple Threat Women's Championship match against Britt Baker, DMD, and Hikaru Shida, the champion who retained on that night. But now she's going to be going up against another woman who has championship aspirations in the always dominant Awesome Kong. She's going to go and try and face the gauntlet and try to be the one to end the undefeated streak of Awesome Kong here to kick off Dynamite. A million ways to die. She's one. Can she get it done? That's the question. Against this woman so far, Yuka Sakazaki has not been successful. I mean, she tried twice, and now who knows where Yuka Sakazaki is after the beatings that this woman put down on her. But for some reason, Riho has decided, you know what? I want to try and face the gauntlet. I want to be the one to beat Awesome Kong, because, I mean, imagine what it would do for your stock here in AEW if you were the woman to go ahead and end the streak of Awesome Kong, the woman to beat the behemoth, the 10th wonder of the world, honestly, here in AEW. But one thing I do want to say, by the way, what a women's division we are building here on AEW Dynamite. I mean, we've got Hikaru Shida as the champion, we've got Britt Baker, DMD, we've got Thunder Rose on the roster, Riho, Sakazaki, and Awesome Kong blazing a trail in her own right. It is a very interesting scene if you're a fan of women's wrestling here in this business, here in this company right now, as Ref Aubrey rings the bell, and we're off, and Riho starting off hot with a huge crossbody. Riho clearly has done her research in this matchup, and look at this, Riho 98 pounds, but the strength of an absolute fighter right here. And now, is she gonna tap out Awesome? Oh, never mind, Awesome Kong using her size to her advantage, and momentarily we thought Kong may have been on the losing end, but Kong gets back in control. Wait a second, a counter there by Riho, giving a little bit of fighting spirit in there. What a roundhouse kick that was, and throwing Kong into the barricade. Now here we go, what's Riho thinking? Wait a second, a counter by Awesome Kong, twisting her around and working down on the arm right there of Riho, and the Russian leg sweep to top things off. And now what's she thinking? Working down on Awesome Kong. She's done much better than Yuka Sakazaki did. I mean, she's managed to get Awesome Kong down and keep her down. And I know coming into a match like this, for a lot of people it may be obvious, oh, Awesome Kong clearly gonna win, she's got the size advantage. But don't forget, in the history of professional wrestling, there have been many misadvantages when it comes to the size of a superstar, the size of a wrestler, and overcoming the odds. I mean, look at Rey Mysterio Jr, for example. No one expected him to become world champion, and he did. So basically what I'm trying to say is never say never, as there's a huge bulldog by Riho. Perhaps she is going to be the woman to get it done. And Brandy Rhodes watching on as her investment in Awesome Kong not looking too great right now, but that's a nice counter. An Irish whip into the corner, and now, oh, nice, the speed, the quickness, the agility of Riho. Now here we go, oh, nice there, nice counter by Awesome Kong, is throwing her across the ring. And this is where Awesome Kong gets dangerous, telling her, you never stepped to me, you should have never stepped to me and stepped in my ring. And now here we go, looking for a big move with the backbreaker and just stretching her out. Riho being a woman over half Awesome Kong's size, but using her quickness to take Awesome Kong down with a huge crossbody right there, and the crowd is willing Riho on, and she gets the belly to belly. She got all of that. Unreal resilience from Riho, hooking the huge leg of Kong. Is this about to be it here? No, a kick out. My God, the universe thought it was done. I thought it was done. Everybody thought it was done right there. Riho almost picking up the biggest win of her entire career to open up Dynamite. Now Riho here, oh, she went for a splash right there on Awesome Kong, but Awesome Kong getting out of dodge, and now, oh goodness me, look at this again. Oh, what a counter by Riho again. Incredible counter by Riho into the powerbomb pin. No, and Riho is feeling it right now. I think she's about to be the one. Awesome Kong is down, and Riho with this new killer mentality ever since Britt Baker woke something inside of her. She has been a different beast, and she might be the one to beat Kong here. But wait a second, a counter by Awesome Kong, front face lock, and a counter by Riho again, and now Riho drop toe hold, getting her down. Are you a believer in Riho? Because I think the universe is becoming a believer in Riho. Oh, wait a second, a counter by Awesome Kong just when you thought she was out with those massive clubbing blows here. And now look at this, Kong has just entered a different division, a different state of mind. And now Kong with the slam down to Riho. And what the hell is it? Oh my goodness me, a woman of that size is not supposed to fly. And now from the skies, Kong is raining down. No, the double knees from Riho again. A counter. Kong came flying off the Empire State Building right there, and it was countered brilliantly by Riho, but now Kong back on the offensive. Another great counter. She doesn't know the meaning of quit. Look at these strikes. Oh, what a right hand jab that was by Awesome Kong. And now Kong, wait a second. Oh, we've seen this before from Awesome Kong. She's going for the big maneuver, slamming down Riho. Now just dragging the lifeless Riho. Take nothing away from Riho. What an incredible performance, but Awesome Kong now into the cover, and she picks up another win on Dynamite. Holy mother of God, what a match to open up Dynamite. That may very well be my favorite women's match we have seen so far in this series. What a hell of a banger from these two women, but in the end, there are 8 million ways to die. She's won, and Riho is all but done. Another week, another defeat for a woman thrown in front of this train that cannot and will not be stopped, which really leads me to ask, when the hell will I finally get some good competition around here? I'm tired of waiting. If the good competition is too afraid to step to me, then I guess I have to step to the competition. Wait just a minute. Awesome Kong was asking for good competition. It doesn't get any bigger. And what the hell? What is Brian Cage and Tazz accompanying the AEW Women's Champion? I was about to say, it doesn't get any better than this as far as good competition goes. It's the Women's Champion, and she's accompanied by Team Tazz. What the hell is going on here? I mean, we saw a week ago Tazz and Hikaru Shida talking in the backstage area. Does this mean what I think it means? See, you're out here talking a lot. Yet again, another person on this roster not paying close enough attention to their surroundings, so allow me to catch you up. Introducing the newest member of Team Tazz, the AEW Women's Champion, Hikaru Shida. And now that Shida has made the right call in joining me in the machine, I'm going to turn a woman who was already one of the very best into the single most dominant woman in AEW history. That's real cute, Tazz. You think you can come out here and steal my entire shtick? Well, I got news for you. Shida isn't going to become the most dominant woman in AEW history because you're looking at the actual most dominant woman in AEW history to date. Undefeated and unfazed without barely breaking a sweat, and her name is Awesome Kong. Yeah, I'm not surprised she's unfazed and undefeated considering she's faced nothing but a bunch of losers since she got here. But you're looking for good competition, are you not? Well, your wish is my command. You wanted good competition, so it's time for you to put your money where your mouth is and step up to the plate. We accept, but we're not going to do this here. In fact, we're not even going to do this on an episode of Dynamite. Awesome Kong is big box office, and she only fights for titles on pay-per-view. So here's what I'll propose. Tazz, you're a businessman, I'm a businesswoman. So what do you say we do this match? Kong versus Shida for the AEW Women's Championship at Fight for the Fallen in 2 weeks. For once, you're talking some sense, Brandy. We accept. We'll see you in 2 weeks at Fight for the Fallen.
I am in the top 1%.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, moving on from that blockbuster announcement for Fight for the Fallen in the women's division, the show must go on because it is now time for another quarterfinal matchup in the AEW Combine. Ethan Carter III against Zack Sabre Jr. Born and bred for success, for fame, EC3 looking for a bit of career resurgence here in All Elite Wrestling. Of course, you all know the history of EC3, a man with so much untapped and unappreciated potential. Could this be the tournament where he goes all the way to win the contract at the end at AEW All Out and get himself a roster spot here in AEW and really become the star that we all know he can be? Now, of course, here comes ZSJ, Zack Sabre Jr., one of the best technicians in the world of professional wrestling today. A man who said the reason he is in this tournament is because he's been a great wrestler everywhere in the world, in Japan, in England, wherever you want to name it. Zack Sabre Jr. has done the damn thing except in a massive promotion, and he says he's going to go all the way in this tournament to win the whole damn thing and show the world what he is made of and show the world why he is the best technical wrestler in the world today. But now as the referee rings the bell, ZSJ is ready and so is EC3 as this match gets underway in the AEW Combine quarterfinals. And now Zack Sabre Jr. working down on the arm here, that signature ZSJ picking a body part and going after it, and EC3 just with that all-out offense as well. And of course, by the way, in case you missed it, it was just over a month ago that Zack Sabre Jr. qualified after beating Chris Masters in the round of 16 to get to this spot in the quarterfinals. And then of course EC3 on an episode of AEW Dark beating Alex Shelley. And those two men that I mentioned that both these men beat in the round of 16 and no slouches as well, Chris Masters and Alex Shelley. So it's going to be interesting to see who is the best of the best in this. And now an Irish whip into the corner here by Zack Sabre Jr. running. Oh my god, he said sit your ass down, ZSJ, courtesy of Ethan Carter III. And now going for a big right strike as well, connecting. And now going into the first cover of this matchup right here is EC3 going to qualify? Not just yet. Oh, wait a second, a counter by Zack Sabre Jr. Hurricane Rana by the best technical wrestler in the world in my opinion, and many people's opinion as well. But there's still many people in the universe out there in the world of professional wrestling who don't quite know who ZSJ is, and that's why he's in this tournament, to prove to every single person who breathes, every single person who is a fan of this business, that he is the best without a shadow of a doubt. Now this is some great back and forth offense between these two men right here, neither one letting the other man get an advantage with these strikes back and forth, counter after counter, but EC3 managed to get the elbow off, and now he's going to go for something on the arm here, but Zack Sabre Jr. Jr. not allowing it to happen, trying to wrestle him back up to a base right here, and he manages to do so. And now Zack Sabre Jr. giving him a taste of some ZSJ medicine with the work down on the arm. And now look at this back and forth offense between these two men. Neither man is letting one another get the advantage. This is great to watch. But again, another counter there and an elbow as well. This is a great back and forth offense right here between these two men. I cannot give them enough credit, but there's a Russian leg sweep and ZSJ is finally in control. Now Zack Sabre Jr. picking up EC3 right here. And wait a second. Oh, look at this right here. Oh, look, he's going for the guillotine. He's got him down. He's wrestling him down. And is he? Oh no, he gets to the ropes. He's too close to the ropes and he forces the break. That was out of freaking nowhere though from Zack Sabre Jr., a man who knows 1,000 submissions and then some. And he's saying, come on EC3, it's not all you got. Guillotine simply out of nowhere from ZSJ. But now, can he finish him off after that one? Maybe go for it again in the center of the ring this time. And oh, I think he was going for the top 1% right there, with Zack Sabre Jr. not allowing it to happen, not allowing him to go for that TKO. And my goodness, oh, wait a second, a counter there by EC3, and now the spinning neck breaker. He was going for something on the top rope, but it was beautifully countered by EC3, and now he's going for something again, another counter by ZSJ into the drop toe hold, brilliantly countered, and he's got him hooked again for yet another guillotine, and this time it is in the center of the ring. Is EC3 about to tap out? Is ZSJ heading to the semi-finals of the Combine? No, look at the strength of EC3, counter spine buster, very nearly but not quite yet, and now an Irish whip into the corner. Can EC3 turn the momentum of this one? None of ZSJ has anything to say about it with those kicks, those strikes, and now he's going for a big suplex maneuver. Nothing pretty, but really it's effective, and he's saying EC3. ZSJ getting out of dodge there, catching an elbow as he runs into that from EC3, but again collapsing from the exhaustion of this incredible back and forth contest. But again, EC3 with the cardio to go with any of them, the drop toe hold of his own, and now he's going for something big right here, going for the top 1% I think. But again, another counter by Zack Sabre Jr. If there's anyone that knows the history of professional wrestling and every counter to every move, it is Zack Sabre Jr. And he's got him hooked for a third time. It's the third time the charm choking the life out of EC3, and EC3 has no choice but to submit. Zack Sabre Jr. is heading to the semi-finals. What a performance in the Combine. Hellacious, hell of a match back and forth between these two men. Heavy strikes, heavy submissions, heavy blows, but in the end, the man that knows 1,000 submissions and then some, the best technical wrestler in the world, in my opinion and many people's opinion, Zack Sabre Jr. has done the damn thing, and he's headed to the semis. But take nothing away from EC3, an incredible performance and a hell of a run in this Combine, but in the end, Zack Sabre Jr. is the one heading away with all the spoils. Congratulations to Zack Sabre Jr. And whilst we send the flowers to Zack Sabre Jr., we congratulate him on heading to the semi-finals. We now must change the tone of the show once again to be on a more somber note, because, ladies and gentlemen, I hate to make this announcement, but the tag team champions, we've got the medical update back, the medical reports, and the injuries sustained were simply just too severe, so the doctors have marked them out indefinitely. And if they aren't here, if they're not going to be here to defend those titles, it breaks my heart, but I'm afraid that I have no choice but to strip them of the World Tag Team Championship. Now, as far as the Who Did It conversation goes, it probably isn't going to shock any of you to witness this damning CCTV evidence we have just uncovered, that it was a brutal attack by the G.O.D, as you can see here, that just cost the Jurassic Express their championship reign before it could really even begin. I apologize tremendously to Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy and wish them the speediest of recoveries, but as is the spirit here in AEW, the show must go on. So I'm officially announcing a triple threat ladder match to crown new tag team champions at Fight for the Fallen. And speaking of this match, by the way, I can tell you right now for damn free that the G.O.D will not be rewarded for their actions, so they are banned from this match, and both of them will be hit with a $50,000 fine. And you've probably been wondering who will be the participants at Fight for the Fallen. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it will be the Young Bucks against the Lucha Bros against SCU in a triple threat ladder match to crown new AEW Tag Team Champions. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me in welcoming my guest at this time, Hangman Adam Page. So Hangman, ever since you returned to AEW, it's been a little bit of an up and down roller coaster for you, with a loss at Double or Nothing in the Casino Battle Royal, but then just last night bouncing back with a win over Orange Cassidy on AEW Dark. So what's next for you? Honestly, that's a loaded question. I'm just going to try to keep building momentum, and hopefully, Renee, I can get back in the title picture in some form or fashion before we get to All Out. I just got to keep moving and... can we help you? You the guy that rides the horses? Yeah, we literally had a match 24 hours ago and I beat you, man. Huh, crazy. I don't remember asking, but whatever. You want to do it again next week? Yeah, sure. Alright, cool, man. See you then. Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, after that interesting announcement, next week we'll be getting Hangman Page against Orange Cassidy here on Dynamite. But the show continues for a match right here, a singles match that has been building for a couple weeks in Darby Allin against the Machine, Brian Cage. And by building for a couple of weeks, I basically mean ever since Brian Cage and Tazz arrived on the scene here in AEW. Of course, Brian Cage, we now know he was the one to take out Darby Allin before that Casino Battle Royal at Double or Nothing, costing him the spot in that matchup. Then, of course, Brian Cage going on to win the Casino Battle Royal and the Dynamite Diamond Ring from MJF, of course. And now we got Darby Allin on the case of Brian Cage trying to get some revenge for what he did at Double or Nothing, attacking him last week, attacking Tazz last week, and now we're going to see who is truly the better of these two men, see if Darby Allin can truly exact some revenge in this singles match against the Machine. That truly has been the question over the last couple of weeks, and you see, by the way, Brian Cage, he's flanked by Tazz and the newest member of Team Tazz, Hikaru Shida, the AEW Women's Champion. A huge shock earlier tonight, announcement by Tazz saying that Hikaru Shida has joined the team. And my god, I love Darby Allin, and I don't agree with everything that Brian Cage has done so far here in AEW, but you can't even deny the look of Brian Cage, Tazz, and Hikaru Shida all being on the same team as an incredibly intimidating one, and one that I'm very excited to see how it all unfolds heading forward here in AEW. But right now, it's not about Hikaru Shida, it is about Darby Allin against Brian Cage here on Dynamite. The referee rings the bell, here we go, and Darby Allin wasting no time going straight after Cage, the man who took him out a number of weeks ago. And Allin has been waiting for this moment ever since he was taken out, ever since he was attacked and left unconscious before Double or Nothing. And now, he's got to deal with the Machine though, Brian Cage, a huge man in his own right, a man twice his size. And now he goes into the cover right here, but no, a kick out by Darby Allin in the early going of this singles match, and he moves out of the way right there. Darby Allin definitely has the speed advantage, and of course Brian Cage may have the strength advantage, may have the size advantage, and what a clothesline. Darby Allin, as I was mentioning, like half the size of Brian Cage, or at least like a 100-pound difference between these two men, but if anyone can get it done against Brian Cage, it's Darby Allin, the man who doesn't know the meaning of the word quit. And now what is this from Brian Cage? He's got him hooked in that pump handle position right there, but a nice counter, one with the quickness, and there's the neck breaker. Darby Allin building some momentum right here in this match against Brian Cage, but he needs to keep Brian Cage down and get the size advantage in his corner. But as I was mentioning a moment ago, by the way, speaking of the newest member of Team Tazz, Hikaru Shida, the AEW Women's Champion, it was confirmed earlier tonight in that confrontation between Team Tazz and the Nightmare Collective that at Fight for the Fallen in 2 weeks, it will be Hikaru Shida defending the AEW Women's Championship against Awesome Kong, and what a clash that is going to be. Of course, the undefeated, unfazed Awesome Kong, as Brandy Rhodes put it earlier tonight. But you've also got to remember now that Hikaru Shida has the mastermind of Team Tazz, of Tazz, in her corner, so if anyone can get it done and end the winning streak of Awesome Kong, it is Hikaru Shida at this point in time. And now as he goes into the cover right here on Darby Allin, but no, a kick out at 2.5, not quite yet. Now Darby Allin's going up to the top rope here for the coffin drop, but no, it's countered by Brian Cage with the double knees. He got the knees up, an incredible counter, forget whatever I was about to say, and there's the clothesline clobbering time, taking down Allin. I mean, I was about to say something, but Darby Allin went for his finishing maneuver right there, went to put away Brian Cage, but he could not get it done. Brian Cage won with the swiftness and getting it out of the way with the double knees. And now another counter there by Brian Cage. Look at those. Oh my god, the uppercut straight to the abdomen, and Darby Allin striking back with some of his own. But yeah, as I was mentioning, by the way, if I can get a word in this incredible main event match right here, as I was trying to say, this is our main event match on this edition of AEW Dynamite, Darby Allin against Brian Cage. Because of course, if you've been paying attention to our scheduled programming, in the main event up next, it is Moxley with his return. He speaks for the first time since the Double or Nothing pay-per-view and since losing the AEW World Championship. That is going to be something to watch, seeing the return of Jon Moxley with how pissed pissed off you know he's gonna be. And I mean, another thing, you speak about Jon Moxley, you of course gotta speak about the man who took that title from him, Kenny Omega, and of course the G.O.D. We already saw the G.O.D. being menaces earlier tonight as Darby Allin is building momentum right here. But as I was saying, G.O.D. already have taken out the tag team champions indefinitely at the top of tonight's show, which means Kenny Omega cannot be that far behind them, which is a very dangerous thing considering what they've already done tonight. If I'm Moxley, I'm watching my back. Darby Allin, oh wait a second, he was going for something big right there, but again, a counter by Brian Cage. And now what is Brian Cage going for? The Machine going for a big move, picking him up, and he's about to slam him down with a pile driver. My God, what a move! Slamming him down right on his neck. That is not a move that should be allowed, but it is, and Cage has just delivered absolutely spiking Darby Allin right there on his head top into the cover. Brian Cage has got it done. No, a kick out at 2.5 by Darby Allin, the man who does not know the meaning of the word quit. Well, look at this, the Machine is hulking up almost right now. He has something up his sleeve, and here comes Brian Cage right here, but a counter by Darby Allin with a close line of his own. Now Darby Allin was trying to wrestle down Brian Cage right there, but a counter by the Machine here, and now what he's going for something big, but a counter by Darby Allin gets out of the way, and again a flapjack there by Brian Cage. He's been back and forth, relatively evenly matched between these two men who are completely different sizes, but right now they're both using their advantages to their advantage. And now look at this, oh wait a second, a counter there, the elbow straight to the face of Brian Cage by Darby Allin, and the neck breaker as well. A man who certainly is a fan favorite in Darby Allin. Everyone wants this kid to succeed, but will he succeed right now against the huge mass that is Brian Cage? And now Darby Allin looking to fly from the skies as only he can here once again in this match against Brian Cage. Go for the spiral tap, but Cage getting out of the way. And now Brian Cage, look at this, just manhandling Darby Allin right here, but again a counter by Darby Allin, slamming him in to the ring post, or excuse me, slamming him into that top turnbuckle, and Darby Allin has found a new wave of life, found a new wave of momentum. And look at the positioning of Brian Cage, and now Darby Allin go for the coffin drop, but again another counter by Brian Cage. And now Brian Cage going for something big right there, but a counter by Darby Allin. And now Darby Allin rolling through Brian Cage with that cradle pin right there. He's got him down, ref with the counter too, and Darby Allin has just done it. Darby Allin has beaten Brian Cage. Oh my goodness me, what a win that is. You cannot understate how huge of an upset that is for Team Tazz with the momentum that they have been on all night. Darby Allin, against all of the odds, against the size advantage and everything, has beaten the Machine, Brian Cage. And I mean, for as much as that is a huge win for Darby Allin here tonight, and he can celebrate that fact, you know that over the horizon, Team Tazz is going to be back and looking for revenge after this upset. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the return of Jon Moxley. There he is, he emerges from the crowd that appreciates him so damn much, but it was just 11 days ago at Double or Nothing where he was screwed over by the G.O.D. and Kenny Omega that cost him his AEW World Championship. And I'll tell you this for damn free, I don't know Moxley personally, but everyone in this arena knows that he is in a pissed off mood and he is out looking for revenge. Question is, fellas, what is Moxley gonna say? How is he gonna respond to G.O.D. emerging at DON and being screwed out of his championship? For the last 11 days, I have spent every waking moment since I lost the AEW World title stewing, pacing, thinking, planning, wondering what my next move was gonna be. But really, it was in front of me all along. I'm gonna go to war with the Bullet Club, or whatever they want to call themselves, because I'm Jon f***ing Moxley. And I know it may seem like the stupidest idea in the world to go to war with an entire faction, but I've been this way my entire life. My back has always been backed up against the wall while I fought for everything I had, and hell, on the few occasions I let people in and fought by their side, coincidentally enough, they stabbed me in the back and sold out. So frankly, I'm perfectly fine doing this on my own, because I didn't need anyone to help me win the title from Jericho in the first place, and I mean, the Inner Circle couldn't stop me, so I don't know why the Bullet Club thinks they're any different, whether it be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 however many members there is of that stupid faction, it ain't gonna make a difference. You can throw them all at me, and I guarantee I'll still be the last man standing, because Omega knows it just as well as I do. You can't keep me down for long, and it's one thing to deal with me on a regular occasion, but now this ain't no normal version of me. This is a pissed off version of Jon Moxley, and I'm out for blood, Omega. I'm out for your blood, so get your ass out here and let's finish what we started at Double or Nothing. Ask and you shall receive, Jon Moxley. Here comes the AEW World Champion, the best bat machine, Kenny Omega. Whoa, calm down, Mox. Let's talk about this like adults. No need to act like a lunatic. Take a deep breath. Jesus, shut your damn mouth. I'm tired of hearing you talk. I'm tired of your games, and I'm tired of your bullshit. So before I come charging through your two lapdogs here and hit you with a paradigm shift, I want you to understand that I'm cashing in my rematch clause at Fight for the Fallen. Except there's gonna be no G.O.D, no club, just me and you. One final time for the AEW title in a 30-minute Iron Man match. Seriously, that's your big courageous announcement? You want to face the best wrestler in the history of the business, the best bat machine, the cleaner, in an Iron Man match? You really are a dumbass, Moxley, but okay, I accept. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here since we've conducted our business. I'll see you at Fight for the Fallen, but you clearly haven't learned your lesson and need it to be beaten into you. So boys, ensure that Mr. Moxley understands he needs to do what is best for the club. Believe in us. And now Moxley making a run for Tangaloa right there, wasting no time. And look at this now. Of course, you got his brother coming in to save the day and taking out Moxley. Moxley wasted no time in going after Tangaloa there with the strikes, with the crossbody. But now Tama Tonga with the back suplex as well. And the 2-on-1 advantage is about to show its true colors here on Dynamite. Now Tama Tonga. Oh, wait a second. A counter there by Moxley. A counter by Moxley. He's got Tama Tonga hooked. Paradigm shift. Oh, wait a second. From behind Tangaloa, of course, there was two of them. Tama Tonga's rolled to the outside of the ring now after that paradigm shift, and of course he got Tama Tonga. Oh, excuse me, you got Tangaloa to deal with now, Moxley. And now Tangaloa going for something, but again a counter by Jon Moxley. He rolls him through, and I think you know when he's about to go for paradigm shift on Tangaloa. And just like that, Jon Moxley has laid waste to the G.O.D, Tama Tonga and Tangaloa as Omega watches on from the top of the stage. That is a pissed off Jon Moxley, and Omega, you're gonna get yours. I'd Fight for the Fallen when them two men clash in a 30-minute Iron Man match for the championship.